I'm joined now by Tyce Green, who's performing in the musical Jesus Christ Superstar now through this weekend at the Altria Theater. Tyce, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Just kind of want to jump right in. It's the 50th anniversary of this show. So what's it like performing in such a legendary show like this one?
It's amazing. I always joke and say, like, every single time that we do a show, there is always somebody in the front row who is singing along to the show, and we have a pretty good sight line in the audience from the stage, and we always try to pick out the people. It's all different kinds of people too who are always singing along, but there's always like somebody in the front who's just like knows every single word and is like looking in their program, following along to every single song. So people love it. There's something very different about doing a show with the kind of history that this show has versus doing a new show, because it's it's not new. People are coming because they love it. They're not coming to learn something new. They're coming because it's familiar to them and it makes them happy.
It's absolutely iconic. Now, for the few people who have not seen this show, what can they expect if they come and see it?
I like to call it's like the musical version of the Passion of the Christ, basically. It's like, it's just basically like the days leading up to the crucifixion. And it's kind of like the world, or I call it the gospel according to Judas, because you get to see a lot of Judas's perspective. And I think that's kind of the reason why Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote this musical, because there isn't a lot about Judas in the Bible. And it's really interesting because it's called Jesus Christ Superstar, but it really is, it's kind of like told from the perspective of what Judas thinks. And it kind of starts off, and Judas is just kind of like, he sees Jesus becoming this important, powerful figure, and he's like, what is going on? So it's really fascinating in that way.
What was it like auditioning for this show? Was it intimidating?
Okay, that is a great question, because I'm an actor and I'm a singer. I have absolutely no dance training. And I had to do, for one of the very first times in my life, I had to do a dance audition, what's called a dance call, for this show. And the numbers that I play, a priest in the show, the evil people that send Jesus over to get his lashes. And we do a little bit of choreography. The ensemble does like a lot, big, very dancey stuff, but they wanted the priest to do some like cool movement, and you'll see what that looks like in the show. But I had to actually do a dance for my audition, and it was hilariously embarrassing because I told them ahead of time. I was like, you guys know that I'm not a dancer, right? They're like, oh, it's fine, just come. They thought I was just being humble. I was like, no, I'm really not a dancer. They're like, just come, just do it, it's gonna be fine. Well, of course I come, and through some misunderstanding, I'm in like the super dancer group, and nobody else knows that. So they're teaching this dance combo, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? So I get up there and I'm doing the crazy dance that the ensemble is doing. Again, no dance climbing, so it's like fish climbing a tree. And the casting director, immediately after the dance, she goes, Tyce, can I see you outside for a second? I walk outside. She goes, yeah, that was really bad. I was like, I told you. So she was like, okay, it's fine. We're gonna call you in for some stuff that doesn't require that. So it was hilarious. And it's a show that doesn't usually, for the ensemble, it's usually a show that doesn't have a lot of dancing in it, but the way that we have it staged, it's basically like a rock concert meets a dance concert. And so you get this like eclectic mix of rock singing, you get this just amazing, incredible dance ensemble that brings the whole show to life. So the only thing that was intimidating about the audition was just the fact that I had to dance for the first time in my life. And then now I don't really dance in the show. So I don't know what they were trying to do to me psychologically.
I mean, hey, it clearly all worked out, right? For you personally,
Yeah.
do you have a favorite moment of the show?
Oh, good question. There's a really amazing and very intelligent moment in the show. In the middle, they do the Last Supper, and you've got all of the apostles and everybody's singing. There's a lot of people are moving around a lot on stage, and then in this really, really amazing moment, you sort of blink and you'll miss it, but we have this big cross that's on the stage, and the apostles are moving around. They're getting food, they're talking to Jesus, all this stuff. And then on the very last button of the song, they all arrange themselves behind the cross and they make the portrait of the Last Supper. And it's so smart, and it's so fun to watch every single night. I'm not in that number, so I get to actually watch it. And it happens like you don't know that it's going to happen, and it's obviously such a familiar image that when it happens, and it happens so quickly, and it's such a surprise, it's just such a beautiful, and just it's just such a testament to how beautifully staged the show is. But I love that every night.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. Absolutely. Well, you can catch Jesus Christ Superstar at the Altria Theater through this Sunday. Tyce, thank you so much for taking some time out of your morning with us.
Of course, thank you.